Hi, my name's Chris Walken. This is London Property TV. Roll those titles. Welcome to the third episode of London Property TV. In this episode, we talk about whether there's enough properties being built in London, and we go on a visit to Wimbledon to find out why it's such a great place to live, work and invest in. In this week's article, we talk about whether there are enough properties being built in London, with some interesting stats that will amaze you. So let's have a look at the numbers for London. In the last 6 years, in 2011, there were 8.17 million people living in this great city of London. And by 2017, that population has grown to 8.77 million. That's a growth of 610,000 people. Let's look at the number of houses. In 2011, there was 3.26 million households in London. And today, there are 3.38 million households. That's only a growth of 120,000 households. We're not building enough homes in London. Whilst the population is growing at 1.53%, the households are only growing at 0.53%. To me, the numbers don't stack up. Where are we going to build? What are the options? Let's go and have a look. One fallout from this lack of building in London has been what's happened to property prices in London. Since 1984, property prices in London have risen by an incredible 1,059%, whilst the stock market has only risen by 593%. This is an issue which needs to be sorted and can only be sorted by building more houses on the land that London has. So how do we cure London's housing problems? One option would be to look at the way mortgages are given out. One option would be to restrict buy-to-let lending. But fundamentally, the biggest issue is this. We are not building enough houses. These guys here and the London Mayor needs to seriously consider building more houses. I'm not suggesting we put them on greenbelt land, but there is so much space in London that could and should be built on, both brownfield and greenfield. And when we do that, there'll be more houses, be a greater supply, and that will keep the prices down, which means the younger generation can buy the houses that they so desperately want to buy. Those numbers surprised you, didn't they? Let's go over to see Paul Midgley at Martin & Co in Wimbledon and find out why it's such a great place to buy property in. Hi, it's Chris Walken here from London Property TV, and as you all know, each week I like to go to a different part of London and meet someone who knows about the local property market. And I'm here with my very good friend Paul Midgley. Hi Paul, you all right?
Chris, yeah, good
stuff. Paul, you've been in the Wimbledon property market now for 4 or 5 years now. Talk to me about why Wimbledon is so popular with buyers and sellers.
Well, it's got excellent transport links. It's got a Northern Line tube station at South Wimbledon going into the city. It's also got National Rail at the main Wimbledon station, as well as the District and Circle Line tube lines into central London. So you've got great connections with regard to transport. But talk to me about Wimbledon itself. What makes it so good to live in? It's a very affluent London area. It's very well known for the tennis.
What's happening in the property market? What's happening now in the property market in Wimbledon?
Well, at the moment, house prices seem to be coming down.
Have you got some numbers that you could apply to that? And is it just houses or is it flat?
The houses seem to have come down 6% in the last 2 months.
6%, wow.
Yes.
That's quite a drop.
Yes, mainly family houses. Flats, it tends to be, the price is just sort of remaining level. They're not going up or down.
So why do you think houses have dropped and flats and apartments have remained steady?
I just think that less people are moving. There's a lot of uncertainty with sort of what's happening in the country at the moment in terms of Europe. People are staying where they are. A lot of people would in the past moved to Wimbledon into family homes, but they're staying put at the moment.
So where would people normally move from to move to Wimbledon for a house?
They normally move from their typical areas or inner London, couples who would have a 2-bedroom flat in Chelsea. They're looking to buy a 3-bedroom terraced or.
So do you think that's because the market in Chelsea and more inner London has stalled a bit in the last 6 months, which has meant that less people are moving out to the suburbs in Wimbledon and other such areas like this?
Yes, I think that's also affecting the local market.
So in terms of buy-to-let, is there any area that you would recommend a Wimbledon landlord buy in?
Mitcham. So if they're looking for yield and capital growth at the moment, I would recommend Mitcham.
And have you got any final tips for the investors and landlords out there? You know, can they pick up the phone to you and have a chat about anything to do with South West London?
Yes, if anyone would like any tips, opinion or advice on the Wimbledon property market, please feel free to contact me, Paul, on 0208 543 5629.
Lovely, thank you, mate.
Thank you, Chris.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Lovely. Check him out. Really insightful stuff there from Paul. Let's go and talk to Helen now from Wimbledon Bid and find out why it's such a great place to work, live and invest in. So this week we're in Wimbledon because I wanted to find out what makes Wimbledon such a great place to live, work and eat and just have a good time in. Helen, you're the queen of Wimbledon.
I don't know about that, Chris, but thank you.
What makes Wimbledon so good to live and work and
Wimbledon is a really nice community. It's a fair-sized town, so you've got a good variety of strong multinationals and independents as well. You've got a lot of offices based here, so you've got a strong employee base and it's good for local employment as well. So it brings together that lovely relationship between business and residents.
It's like a big town, Wimbledon. Why do you think that is?
It has to be the heart of the train station. It has to be the transport links that we have here. We are absolutely unique with regards to having tram, tube and train connections as well as a very good bus connection. So we are unenviable, and actually with the 21st busiest train station in the country.
Wow.
I know, it doesn't seem like it here, but it is.
Wimbledon town centre so vibrant, it feels like it's growing. It's so different to every town I've been to, especially in this part of London.
One of the key things that we're really strong at from Loch Wimbledon Business Improvement District perspective is making sure that the businesses and the residents are joined up together, as well as the large multinational corporates that have their offices here. By joining all of those partners together, it helps business to go around, and it makes it such a strong place to be.
What does Wimbledon Bid do for the people of Wimbledon?
We provide regular markets, we bring the tennis to the town, so when the All England Championships are on, we put a big screen outside the Piazza, outside Morrison's and the Odeon there. We keep making sure that the town centre is clean and safe. We work with the nighttime economy to make sure that that's all joined up to reduce the levels of crime. We have a town link radio scheme to keep all the businesses that are retail-faced connected, so that also helps to reduce the crime. But we also shout about what Wimbledon really has to offer.
You're almost like the glue between the bricks, the mortar, aren't you?
Indeed, indeed. We are often what I call joining up the dots.
Excellent.
Yes.
And that's what makes Wimbledon so great. And as I said, Helen's star lady. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Helen. Let's go over to one of my favourite restaurants in Wimbledon, and that's the Carnage.
Our USP in the business is that we produce traditional home food, like mother cooking, in a very nice environment.
So what kind of cooking are we talking here?
It's the region of Lahore in Pakistan.
Okay, so if you had in one sentence, what makes your food so special? What is that sentence?
We try to make our food as my mother would have cooked it. I've lived in the Wimbledon area for over 40 years. I like it because it's very diverse. You have a wonderful community spirit. You have great support from the councils, an array of shops. You can go shopping from a supermarket to a departmental store, independent stores. There's a plethora of opportunity of shopping in Wimbledon, and the people are great.
Well, now we've all learned how to make curry. Let's go and have a quick beer at the local in Wimbledon.
The pub's the Alexandra. It's a Young's pub, one of the busiest pubs in London. Very community based. 4 bars, vibrant all the time, packed all the time. We do sport, we do Sunday roast, we cater for all parts of the community, young and old. Fathers, sons, grandfathers all come in here, and it's a great pub, area generally.
So how long have you lived in Wimbledon then?
I've lived in Wimbledon in total for about 16 years. You wouldn't believe it from the accent, Chris, but it's about 16 years. Yes.
Okay. And if you had to, would you bring your family up in Wimbledon yourself again?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Anybody who lives around here is probably privileged to do that. I think the, excuse me, the only way I could afford to live around here is live upstairs from the pub, probably. And the schools are great, the area is great, the people are nice, great transport links, fantastic. I love Wimbledon because it's got something for everybody. It's got shopping, it's got transport, it's got great schools, it's got the tennis, it's close enough to London, you can be there like so, platform 5, straight into Waterloo, you're there in 15 minutes. It's just a brilliant area.
Viewers will know that I've got an arty side, so let's go to Wimbledon's favourite art shop.
Fielders is one of the major independent shops in Wimbledon. We've been here since 1928, so this June we're actually celebrating 90 years in Wimbledon, which is a pretty long time for an independent shop, especially in Wimbledon, because how Wimbledon has changed over the years, so has our shop. So we started out as a bookshop and now we offer a lot of art, craft materials as well as framing within the shop.
Big, huge thanks there to everyone in Wimbledon for looking after us. It's such a great place to live, work and invest in. That's the end of this week's show. We look forward to seeing you next week where we talk about more interesting things about the London property market.